Hey friends, if you haven't heard of Checkly, Checkly enables you to detect and resolve infrastructure and production issues faster than ever before. But how does that work? With Checkly, you can control headless Chrome and run tests on a schedule from around the globe to ensure that your production websites and apps are working properly. And if they are not, we will send you a detailed alert about it so that you can resolve your issues quickly. If that sounds interesting, this video is for you. Let's go! Here we are in my Checkly dashboard, which gives me a nice overview of all the automated and scheduled checks that I have running. Here we have an API check that monitors our own API. Here I have a GraphQL API monitor. And here I have a browser check that visits checklyhq.com and does some quality checks on our website. And as you see, everything is nice and green. Here we see the different intervals. This check runs every 5 minutes. This one runs every 10 minutes. And they all run from different locations so that I can be sure that my application, my infrastructure is functioning globally. So when we now head into the results of this browser check, we will be greeted with a whole lot of information. Here on the right side, we see all the run results from all the different locations. And here we get a summary of all the check runs from these locations and see if they passed or failed. When we scroll down, we find performance information, and also we can check how the performance of these browser checks behaved across the different locations. If now at any point in time one of these scripted browser checks will fail, Checkly will send me an alert and I will be the first one to know about it. But how difficult is it to create these scripted browser checks? Checkly's browser checks are built upon Microsoft's Playwright end-to-end testing framework. And Playwright doesn't only come with over 60,000 GitHub stars, also the tooling and the functionality coming with it is top-notch. To avoid creating flaky tests and false positives and unnecessary alerts in your monitoring, Playwright comes with web-first assertions and auto-weighting mechanisms so that you can write your tests and monitors in a user-first manner. And if your browser checks trigger an alert, you can use Playwright's Trace Viewer to access information such as DOM snapshots, screenshots, network waterfalls to debug and resolve your production issues quickly. And if this now sounds overwhelming, don't worry, because Playwright also comes with its own code generator that allows you to create tests by recording your browser actions. If you run npx playwright codegen in your terminal, you can access a Chromium instance that runs in recording mode, and there will also be the Playwright inspector that records all your taken actions. So when I now, for example, click on this docs link, I can add here an assertion, and I want this headline here to be visible. And then I can move on, I can interact with the search, and I can search for locators. I can click this entry here, and then I also can expect this headline, locators, to be visible. And now look at this. Here we have our first Playwright test case. I can now copy this and go back over to Checkly to transform this one into monitoring. To create a new browser check from the Checkly UI, I have to press this lovely big blue plus button. Here we have all the different check types. We want to create a new browser check. We have a whole lot of templates that help you get started, but we already got a head start with CodeGen, so let's start from scratch. Let's remove this boilerplate, paste in our generated code. Let's give it a proper name, Playwright docs search. And now we are already ready to go to run this browser check in the Checkly infrastructure. Let's wait for the results to come in. And here we go. Here we see our test case, Playwright docs search. Here we see all the Playwright instructions. And if we wanted to have a look at what is going on, here we can access a video of our just executed test case. But even better, here you can access the trace file of this particular test. And you see that we see all the Playwright instruction. We see the network. We see console log errors. Playwright trace files pretty much give you everything you need to debug failing test cases. And at this stage, I think we are good to go. Let's give our new browser check a name, Playwright docs search. Let's go to the settings to define some essentials. So we want this browser check to run every 5 minutes. And I want it to run from, let's say, Sao Paulo, Stockholm, Frankfurt, and Hong Kong. And now we can apply these, create check, And now we just enabled headless browser monitoring with Playwright using Checkly. If you now wonder how you can automatically create and update checks from your codebase, this is where monitoring as code comes into play. Using the Checkly CLI, you can define everything that I just showed you in code next to your codebase, and then you can test and deploy your checks whenever you deploy to production so that they are never getting out of sync. If you want to learn more about monitoring as code, check out this video. And that's all I have for you today. We just created a new browser check that now monitors the Playwright docs search functionality. And whenever this breaks, I will receive an alert about it. If you want to learn more about Playwright, Checkly, or shipping good stuff for the web, check out all the videos on this channel. And if you want to connect to the Checkly team, make sure to join our Slack community. We are a lovely bunch, I promise. And I will talk to you soon in the next video.